Picture this. You're standing under a stream of perfectly hot water, totally relaxed, just letting the stress of the day wash away, when suddenly, bam! An icy blast of freezing water shocks you right out of your Zen state. We've all been there, right? It's jarring, it's incredibly frustrating, especially when your shower used to stay warm for what felt like forever. So why exactly is your hot water suddenly disappearing? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into insights directly from the plumbing and HVAC experts at Smart Housing Systems to figure out exactly why your hot water is running out faster than it used to. We're going to completely demystify this problem for you. By walking through their expertise, we'll guide you all the way from the most common, simple little quirks straight through to a solid, actionable solution. Okay, let's dive into our troubleshooting funnel. We're going to cover simple causes and settings, hardware performance and failures, plumbing and delivery issues, gradual system degradation, and we'll wrap up with your troubleshooting action plan.
Starting off with Section 1, Simple Causes and Settings. Let's look at the absolute easiest fixes first, because, hey, it might just save you an expensive service call today. Before you jump to the conclusion that your water heater is completely busted, ask yourself this. Have your household habits actually changed lately? Honestly, a lot of the time, the root of a hot water running out problem is just a shift in your daily routine. Did you just add an extra dishwasher cycle right before bath time? Or maybe, a teenager in the house is suddenly taking hour-long showers? If you've got multiple hot taps running all at once, your heater might actually be doing its job perfectly fine. It's just struggling to keep up with a sudden, massive spike in demand. Now here's a magic baseline number for you, 120 degrees Fahrenheit or about 49 degrees Celsius. This is the crucial starting point for your thermostat. It's the absolute ideal setting for balancing safety and energy efficiency. But, dials get bumped. If your setting was accidentally nudged down, you are going to run out of hot water way faster. And actually, on the flip side, if it got turned too far up, that can cause the system to rapidly cycle, which also totally limits your usable hot water. Always check that dial first. Moving right along to Section 2, Hardware Performance and Failures. This is where we look at what happens when parts inside the tank actually start to break down. It's really interesting to see how different systems fail in entirely different ways. If you've got an electric water heater, failing heating elements are a super frequent culprit. You might actually still get a little hot water, but only for a minute or two, because a dying element just can't hold that temperature under a normal load. On the other hand, if you're running a gas heater, you're looking for things like a weak burner, clogged up components, or incomplete combustion. These gas-specific issues severely choke your system's recovery rate. Basically, it just takes way too long to heat up the next batch of water. But hey, what if the heating mechanisms themselves are totally fine, but they're just getting the wrong instructions? Well, that brings us to the thermostat. You can think of the thermostat as the brain of your water heater. If this part gets miscalibrated or starts slipping out of place, it mimics the exact same symptoms as a broken heating element. The tank just fails to reach or hold that target temperature because the brain literally has no idea how hot the water actually is. Now, here is another major, sneaky hardware problem: sediment buildup. If you live in a place with hard water, minerals are constantly, silently settling at the very bottom of your tank. Over time, this creates this thick, physical barrier of gunk. It literally acts as an insulating layer between your heat source and the water, so it's choking the heater's ability to efficiently transfer heat, forcing your whole system to work so much harder and drastically slowing down your reheating times. All right, Section 3, Plumbing and Delivery Issues, because sometimes the tank is perfectly fine, but the delivery system is totally letting you down. Hidden hot water pipe leaks are such a stealthy issue. Even a tiny hidden leak inside a wall or under a floor can draw a massive amount of heat and water away from your system long before you'd ever spot a damp spot on your drywall. Plus, you might be dealing with pressure and flow problems caused by a shutoff valve that's only partially open. These issues are literally stealing your hot water or choking its flow before you ever step foot into the shower. We also have to talk about the journey the water takes. Think of your pipes as potential heat thieves. If your home has really long hot water lines running from the heater all the way to a distant bathroom, or if you've got a poorly insulated recirculation setup, you are losing heat. The heat actively dissipates as it travels through uninsulated pipes, especially when nobody's using the water. By the time it finally reaches your faucet, it's cooled down so much that it gives you the completely false illusion that your tank is empty. Section 4, Gradual System Degradation. This is for all of you thinking, but we haven't changed our routine at all.
It is so absolutely crucial to remember that even without a single lifestyle change, these systems can and do degrade gradually. Water heaters rarely just fail overnight. Things like a slow element failure or that nasty sediment buildup we just talked about, they worsen slowly day by day. You don't even notice it's happening until the exact moment that degradation crosses a critical threshold, and suddenly, your tank just can't meet your everyday demand anymore.
So let's break down how these invisible forces build up over time. With electric elements, you're looking at a slow, progressive failure. They just get a tiny bit weaker every single week. With hard water, it's that worsening, ever-thickening accumulation of sediment. And when it comes to your controls, whether you have gas or electric, even a simple, brief power flicker might temporarily reset the system, subtly throwing off its performance until you manually correct it. These are the silent forces that just chip away at your hot water behind the scenes. And finally, Section 5, your troubleshooting action plan. Let's get you a concrete step-by-step game plan so you can diagnose your specific issue right now. Okay, here are 4 completely safe, non-invasive checks you can go do right after this explainer. Step 1, confirm your thermostat is set right around that 120-degree mark. Step 2, grab your phone flashlight and inspect the floor and the pipes around your heater for any obvious leaks. Step 3, run the shower and the bathroom sink at the very same time. Notice if cold water suddenly appears. This is a great way to test your demand limits. And Step 4, test your recovery behavior. Time exactly how long it takes your heater to produce hot water again after a shower. If it's taking an unusually long time, that points straight to a diminished heating capacity or that pesky sediment issue. Now, I gotta be real with you for a second. We have to talk about safety. While doing your own DIY checks is awesome for saving money, there are critical times when you absolutely must call a licensed professional. You need a pro to test those high-voltage heating elements, to safely evaluate combustible gas components, to trace out complex thermostat faults, to safely flush out severe sediment, or to honestly tell you if your tank is just too small for your house. Please do not try opening up electrical panels or messing with gas lines yourself. By doing those initial checks, you've already helped the plumber save time, which prevents unnecessary, expensive, and potentially dangerous part swaps. So, what does this all mean? Ultimately, a sudden lack of hot water is rarely just a random glitch. It's almost always a sign of reduced heating capacity, a struggling reheating cycle, or heat being stolen by your pipes. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question to chew on as you start troubleshooting. Is your water heater actually failing, or has your household simply outgrown it? It might just be a quick, simple repair, or hey, it might finally be time to upgrade your system to match the way you live today. Good luck with your troubleshooting, and here's to getting those long, hot showers back on track.